Alright, let's feed this 2017 Eastern Indigo. He is going to be 1 on July 4th. And that is what we're going to be feeding. No, that is not all for him. Half of it is also for the black-tailed Crebo that's going to be eating next. So, here we go. There's Indy. We call him Indy. He was born on July 4th. I know it's a cliche name, but, you know, it fits him. And he gave me the let's feed me look when I was checking when I came home today from work. So, we're going to start off with some of these day-old quail. That is one tiny little quail. That's a headless quail. I'll give that one to the other guy. 2 headless quail. Well, we'll give one of them to Indy and one of them to the Crebo. So he really likes the quail. So let's see if he gets a little excited for it here. Yeah, honey, I'm talking to my snakes. No, I'm making a video of him eating. Yeah, there he goes. There's some excitement. If I'd have held on, I think he'd have ripped the head right off. He is a pretty voracious eater. He does the best he can to get it down as quickly as possible. Now, this is a pretty average, medium-sized meal, I would say, for him. I try to keep the meal sizes down. He eats every 4 days, approximately, depending on where he's at with his shed cycle and whatnot. For the longest time, I had him started on rats, thinking that would be better, but I have found he does tremendously better with mice. So we've been doing mice. Some of those mice are kind of big. I'm hoping he's going to do all right with them. And he's got the tongs. But you can see how he loves these quail. I mean, he goes absolutely wild for them. So does the Crebo. So we had been doing chicks, and the problem with chicks was they were too big, and I'd have to cut them up, which was a mess. So these little day-old quail are a godsend, really, because I don't feel like having to cut them up if I don't have to. And he pretty much devoured that one. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to look at the size of these mice. The Crebo is a little smaller than him. This looks to be the biggest mouse, or that might be the biggest mouse. I'm going to give each one of them a big one and a little one. So I'm going to start him with a smaller one. That way I can close him up and not have to sit here all the time it takes him to get it down. So yeah, you can see the feeding response is kicked in. See, he's got it by the side like that. He's going to have a problem getting that down. And he is going to go at it backwards, it looks like. Which, if he can get it down, more power to him. I'm not going to be mad at him for it. But you can tell his feeding response really is kicking in today. So he's definitely hungry. He wants to eat. I think I'm just going to go ahead and shut up. Film him for a few seconds while he tries to get his thing down, even though he's got it by the back end. I might actually try to help him. If I straighten it out, well, he's going to figure it out. I think he'll spin it around, actually. But as you can see, it's fun to feed these guys. Let's see if he figures it out. I think he's getting it. He's figuring out that he has to go for the head here. So in a second, he's going to have the tip of his nose in his mouth, and he's going to knock him. He's going to swallow him. There we go. There we go. Just have to reposition him, huh, bud? You gonna mess with your paper towels? Oh, that should be all she wrote. He should be able to get her down pretty easy after that. Can't feed them big meals. Have to feed them something that's just barely bigger than their head, at the most, because their jaws don't expand super big like other snakes. But yeah, he's gonna knock that right out. Alright, well, I'm going to turn it off now. And we're going to come back and do the Crebo here in a minute.